Welcome to Midwives
Guys, uncut.
Uncut.
Yes.
Welcome, everyone. Today's episode is going to be covering, what to bring or what to have with you, whether you're doing a home birth or a birthing center birth. What are some super what are supplies? What are supplies that you need to have, to bring with you that are, necessary for that type of birth, right? I feel like hospital births supplies list is everywhere, because, that's a common thing, especially here in the US, hospital births. And so everybody's got, what to bring, and the list, you can find it on Baby Center, all those sites. But home birth, and we've created our own, Sandy and I, because, we obviously going through it ourselves, and then being midwives, seeing what people come with, we were able to kind of create something that we found to be very helpful for us and for you, things that we need you to have as providers, and then things you're going to need to, whether you're laboring and being at the birth center for a while, or whether you're then going home, and what do you need to have with you for you and for baby. So Sandy's going to go into the stuff to have and be ready for birth center, and then I'll touch on things to have for the home birth. So go ahead, Sandy.
Yeah, so our list basically has a little check-off list for all of our moms, and the general supplies for mom and partner are things that you want to have that sometimes you don't really think of. Like, for example, if you make a playlist or like a CD, I don't know if anyone does that anymore, but they usually make like a playlist on their Spotify or Pandora Music or something like that, like for labor, like things that you want to listen to, because music is really good to help you relax and focus on something else than what you're going through. So something like that, you could either bring a Bluetooth speaker, or if you have like an iPod or something that you're specifically going to use for that. You want to bring something comfortable to wear during labor. So you can do like a big t-shirt or a nice dress, something that's open. No laboring mother is going to ever want to wear jeans and ever want to wear leggings, because they're really tight and uncomfortable to get on and off. Not to mention, if your water breaks, or if you're going to have vaginal checks, you want to have something that's just easily accessible so that you can kind of have on and off. You want to maybe bring a bathing suit top or a sport bra, so when you get into the tub, if you have pictures taken, your boobies are covered. Not everybody cares about that. I will be honest, when I had my birth video done, that's the only thing I wish I would have done. I wish I would have put a shirt or like a top on, because now there's only a limit of people that I can actually show my birth video to that I feel comfortable showing my whole body naked.
So, that's true. That's true.
Having something to cover if that's what you feel comfortable with. You want to have a lot of snacks and drinks. So juice has sugar. It's going to give you a little boost. Coconut water, electrolyte water, water itself, fruits, things that are easy to pick on, because when you're in labor, you're not going to want to eat a plate of food, but you do want to snack and eat on things that are easily digested and are going to give you a little fuel to continue. Maybe a sandwich, some protein bars, maybe some mixed nuts, things that you like.
Or you can do what I did and save a piece of chocolate cake for Labor Day.
Ooh, yes. That's a lot of carbs and sugar that you're going to need. You're going to burn right through them.
Quick to burn.
And then you want to also have a protein packed meal for after birth. And, it could be like a nice hearty sandwich, or it could be like something that you can warm up that's easy, like a good, something with meat or something with lots of protein, beans. Because after birth, you have burned so many calories and just so much fuel. You need to replenish with good nutrients so that you're able to get up and you're not getting dizzy and woozy. All right. Um, hairbrush, toothbrush, labor can be, very long. So you don't know if you're going to be there for 3 hours or 30 hours. And a lot of times moms eventually want to like tie their hair up. They want to brush their teeth, kind of freshen up a little bit. So toiletries like that. And this goes for both. So this is for mom and partner.
Yeah.
Partners, especially you, because we have heard it many times, even myself to my husband, you need toothbrush, you need maybe gum, mint, because if you're in your partner's face helping her breathe and you got stank breath, it's not a good combination. I'm gonna tell you
And
right now.
call you out on it. I'll tell you that.
Like immediately. Even us, we do it too because we're like, oh my God, coffee breath. I don't want to get in her face. So
This is why masks come in handy.
oh yeah, lately with the mask, that has definitely helped that part of it. Maybe a nice robe so that if you get in and out of the tub, you can put a robe on, take it off. Some slippers if you don't want to walk barefoot.
Now they have these cute little birth gowns and robe
Yeah,
sets.
that are
Everything's so
specific.
cute now. Yeah, I love it.
I like them too because they're easy to
Yeah.
get on and off, and it's a nice like flowy material where it's not too thick either.
Yeah.
Some lip balm, all that breathing.
Yes,
A
you
lot
will
of
get
times
dry lips.
chapped, and you need something to moisturize it so you're not hurting afterward either. Some extra clothes, like if you bring a robe or something flowy during labor, but it gets dirty with blood or your water breaks, have an extra piece of clothing for during labor, but you're also going to need clothes for after, right? And clothes for after, you don't, like I said, you don't want anything tight fitting, no leggings, no jeans, nothing like that. Ideally, if you have like some loose fitting pajama pants or a nice loose fitted dress, something that's easy and easy to nurse in. Because I see sometimes moms get these beautiful outfits, but then they forget they got a nurse. So they're either pulling that entire dress up or they're trying to pull that fabric down and it's really hard. So keep that in mind. Something buttoned down, zipper.
And they have those ones now that it's like a peekaboo.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
specific nursing. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then for the partner as well. So bring them an extra set of clothes. They can even have like a bathing suit if they're going to get into the tub with you, and then that way they can have something to change in dry afterward.
Yeah.
If you wear contacts, make sure you bring your contacts with you. Make sure you bring your glasses or saline, just in case it gets dry. And we always promote like having a labor altar, and so I've seen where moms have either like their affirmations on like a vision board or like a little string of something. Or I've seen moms where they bring like pictures of relatives that can't be there or pictures of relatives that make them feel good. Those are always nice and comforting and bring good energy to the labor because you can look at it and remember memories and it helps. It kind of helps you produce those good hormones.
Right.
And then for baby, right? So baby typically doesn't need a lot, but you definitely want to have obviously some clothes for the baby, something that's easy. And I will tell you that you don't know what size baby you're going to have until the baby is born. So make sure that you don't just bring newborn, right? Just in case you want to bring something a little bit extra bit or something that's stretchy, like a kimono, those dresses that they put on top of them.
The sleepers, yeah.
Yeah, some socks. You can bring a hat, bring some diapers, typically disposable diapers. If you're going to do cloth diapers, we would recommend after the meconium has passed because it is a pain in the butt to get out, right?
Yeah, it stains and then you ruin it. Where if you just wait a little bit, then the rest of the poo comes out very easily.
Yes. And then if you have like a baby book, you want to put the footprints in. That way you have that to remember. You want to bring at least 2 blankets, and you definitely want to bring the car seat. And ideally, you should have the car seat installed by a professional so that it is installed correctly. And then you're going to bring that because any healthcare provider that is seeing you cannot release you from their care unless you have a good car seat. That is the law. So Labor Day communication, we're going to go into that because
that's important.
This is super important.
We get really fun communication sometimes, and we thought we would help guide you how to maybe do it better.
Yes. So we talked about what to pack in your bag, but this is kind of what to pack in your tool bag.
And another thing is we're going to post a list. You'll see a list for the birth center, which Sandy just went over. And then when I'm done, we'll post the list for the home birth as well.
Right. One of the things that you can also add in there that I didn't even mention is like essential oils or things like that. If you're going to a birthing center, you cannot bring like real candles, but you can bring battery operated. And that's for safety reasons because there is oxygen. So you can't have an open flame near that. But if you want to bring like essential oils for a diffuser to have something smell good, that's okay too.
Yeah.
So labor communication. So basically, you need to be in constant communication with your provider, with your midwife, so that everyone is on the same page and we know what's going on. The only way that we can provide quality care is by good communication, right? So I always tell my mom, usually when I have a mom going to safe dates, the first thing I say, all right, let's talk about Labor Day. I want to make sure that you give me an update and tell me what's going on. If it's 3:00 in the morning, you need to call me, not text me, because I may not hear my text message, right?
I never do.
So you need to call and wake me up. This is what I am here for. And this is really important because if I miss that text message and you're in active labor getting close, how am I going to know? So you need to call the midwife when your water has ruptured or you think it has ruptured, when you have consistent contractions, and you need to make sure that you tell her with enough time. Like if you've been contracting all night and then all of a sudden they're every 2 minutes, that's not the time to call. You need to tell us when they're a little bit further apart so that we can give recommendations. We can, kind of see what the pattern is and know when we have to make the decision to meet and check you and do all that fun stuff.
For example, I had a mom call. It was like, I'm giving fake times here just to give you an idea because I don't remember. But let's say it was like 5:15. The mom called to say that she's been getting contractions and they're really close and they're really intense. And I'm like, okay. And granted, she did end up having a very quick labor, but 10 minutes later, I got the call back as I was getting dressed to head over to her that the baby was coming. That's pretty quick. Like it would have been nice if she had called when they started, right. So I could at least, gotten a little bit more prepared. And it's not just for my benefit. Nobody wants to not have the midwife show up, right? For your benefit too, because you that's the whole purpose of hiring a midwife, is that they'll be there for the birth as well. And so I think, I think it's nice that people try to be considerate and wait, but not always helpful because you really don't know what type of birth you're going to have, quick or not. Leave it to the midwife to communicate with you. It's okay if you wake us up, if we say, okay, try this, and this, and then call us back. At least we know, this is what's going on, and then we can fly out. And I flew out anyway, but I think I left half of my stuff here when I left. So I like to be prepared.
Right?
Huh?
Thank goodness you made it, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Right. That one I did make, but it doesn't always, happen that way. So yes.
So exactly. If your contractions are coming every 10 to 20 minutes, even if you just send us a heads up, hey, I'm starting to get contractions that seem a little bit stronger. They're still every 10 to 20 minutes. That's a good heads up. That tells us things may be starting so that we can not only mentally prepare, but prepare in general that we may need to leave at some point to check up on you. And that way we already are on high alert that you are having these contractions and eventually it might start to get closer. And so of course, when they're every 4 to 5 minutes, they're lasting anywhere between 45, 60 seconds. That's really important to let us know right away, because that tells us that things are definitely moving along. More than likely, if you've had this pattern for a while, we're going to want to meet. We're going to want to monitor you. We're going to want to, evaluate where you are in labor, check up on the baby. There's a lot of things that we want to do. Not only that, we give a lot of recommendations, like Galina was saying. We try to give you some tips on how to relax, how to, make sure that early labor is not as intense, and herbs and bath and all these things. So communication is key. And so that's another thing. If you don't know how to time contractions, technology has made it very easy now, where you can download a great app to count it for you. It's called the Contraction Timer app. You literally will just press start when the contraction starts and stop when it stops. And it's so great that you can send us a screenshot and it tells us what your pattern is. And we can kind of see, all right, well, they're coming every 3 to 4 minutes. They're lasting this long and you've had it for this amount of time. So that's another good thing to have. Yeah, keeping us updated. And we always say, if your partner is going to call us, make sure that they call us from your phone and tell us who they are, because we know all of our moms. We don't always know all the partners.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh my God, who the hell does this person, who are they connected to? We don't know. I went to, do you remember the time?
Yeah.
It was 3 a.m. I don't know. The person never said the woman's name. And there's another, so I had 2 clients laboring. One I knew about, one I didn't know about. So the one I knew about was in my head. So when the partner called, I just assumed it was that person. I went all the way an hour north. Go to this they must have thought I was psychotic, knocking at their door at 3 a.m. And I'm like, I'm ready. And they're like, I'll never forget. He like peeked out the door like this. Hey, Galina, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm here for the baby. And they're like, he never called you. I was like, oh my God, so sorry. Then I had to figure out, okay, who the hell is it? Run back. Thank God it all worked out beautiful. But yeah, so say who you are connected to so that we can recognize names.
Very important. Very, very important. Another thing to have prepared is not only our numbers, but like if you have a doula's number or photographer or something like that, or like if you have other children, you want to have all these numbers readily available, especially for your partner. I will tell you this. Partners don't always work good under pressure. Some do, not all. And you don't want your partner to be scrambling around with a chicken without a head and trying to figure out who to call, where's the number, where's the list, where's the back. You want to have everything prepared and set in a spot where everyone knows where it's at. So that way, if you're going through the motions, you're not having to like instruct where everything is at. So, if you have a photographer, if you have a doula, that should be, a priority number or information that's
because otherwise they don't get called in time and then they don't get to do their job either.
Exactly.
And that's a waste of money.
Especially photographers.
Yeah.
And then for siblings too. So, it's we encourage other older siblings to be at the birth, but it depends on the age and it depends on the maturity as well. So
yeah,
having a backup option, either having your set babysitter or a person that's going to take care of the other children while you're in labor, have that ready so that they know at 3 o'clock in the morning, if they need to come over, you need to drop off the kids, you already have this set in place. This has been agreed upon and ready. Or have a backup plan, because maybe you want your older child to be there, but maybe during the labor, you start to realize, oh, I don't feel comfortable anymore, or they're not handling the setting very well. So have a backup plan where somebody can come, pick them up, and take them. That's really important. Just making sure that you have your birth team, everyone in the same loop, kind of on the same page. Your partner is aware of what your plan is. Having your birth plan in your bag is really important too, just in case, plans change, because plans can change. We obviously all have this ideal birth plan in our mind and we prepare for it. We have everything set in place, but anything can happen. So being aware of that, having an open mind that is a possibility, and having your birth plan there so that if things do change and the setting needs to change, like if you have to end up going to the hospital, then that's something that they can look at and see, well, even though my plan at home or a birth center changed, I would still like for my birth to go this way.
Right. Because a lot of times they can still accommodate,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, okay. So now, with all of the same things really in place in regards to the communication about contractions and when things are starting, that's the same for a home birth as well. We always want to make sure we have the heads up, always call, never text. Those types of things are essential. Communication, I always tell clients, is key to getting the birth that you want. But things to have available at your home, and we always talk to clients about, how Sandy said, just put it aside instead of for partners, but for us as well. Like Okay, the list I'm sending you, I want to have everything just in a little box so that when I walk in, I don't have to keep saying, hey, where's this? Hey, just point me to the direction of where you put everything so that I know where to keep going when I am looking for things. And so I'll go over the list for home birth, but then I also want to touch on a few things in the list that I think are helpful. So shower liner or a plastic mattress cover. I actually prefer the shower liner. You can get it at like the dollar store. It's a plastic liner. And the reason why is because we slide it on and then we can pull it off instead of having to rip everything off of your bed to get to a mattress cover. I actually don't like the mattress cover idea just because it's too much work. It covers your bed. So what I always
they don't work very well for blood. I've seen them
no.
often. They're like waterproof, but blood, I've seen it go through.
Well, yeah, and I don't actually think it's like a protector like the plastic is. I wrote on my list plastic mattress cover, but I think people end up just getting a mattress cover and it's not the same. So
Not the same.
you're better off with the shower liner. And what my recommendations always are is once you enter your safe dates, waters can rupture, things can happen quickly, whatever it is. So what you'll do is you'll make your bed in clean sheets. You're going to put the plastic liner over it, and then you're going to make your bed again.
Mhm.
That way, if things progress or if you're moving along and we do happen to get a little bit of blood or fluids on the first layer, then all I have to do is rip the sheets off in the plastic and voila, your bed is made again and it's perfect. So it's literally making your bed twice with the plastic liner in between. You will thank me later. So many times it happens where your blood just goes a little over the chucks and then I'm like, was your bed lined? And they were like, yes. And then we don't have to worry. Trash bags. We need bags ourselves because we are going through tons of chucks. We're going through tons of gauze. We're suturing. Just stuff has to get into a big bag. So have a ton of bags for us. Bigger the better. Because don't forget, most of our moms who are doing home births want to do a water birth. You have to get the liner for the tub, which is a big plastic thing. So I like, we aren't going to leave a full tub in your house after birth. We clean that up. We want your house to look the way it did when we arrived.
Exactly.
So we empty out the tub and then we have to take that big plastic liner and put it in a garbage bag. So, it has to be able to fit all of that garbage. Pads or Depends, now these companies are so amazing that they're making like herbal pads and herbal Depends.
Frida, right? Is that the
Frida
one?
makes one and Honey Pots makes one that I've heard good things about. I mean, they have like a whole postpartum kit. It's really cool. I mean, I wish they had that stuff. We make our own and I even make one and I bring it to my clients. But I mean, sure, why not? The more the better. The herbs are great for healing. And I don't believe it to be too moist, where if you got sutured, it would, dissolve the sutures quicker than necessary. But you always have to check that. So have your pads ready. Sheets, extra sheets, just in case you're chilled or you get it dirty. We want to be able to keep you covered and warm if necessary. Mm-hmm. Washcloths. I am a freak about wiping my clients up. I don't want you showering right away. I don't want you after birth to hop in a hot shower. So allow me to have some washcloths to clean you up so you feel fresh. And then after you've slept, eaten a good meal, then you can take a shower.
Yeah, hot shower right after birth, we've seen moms pass out. So that's why we don't recommend.
And another reason we also use those washcloths sometimes, like some women really like perineal pressure, where we basically like as the head is being delivered, they get a little bit of pressure in the area that they're afraid might tear. Right. You can even put some great essential oils on there, like lavender or helichrysum that really helps prevent tearing. But, so having the extra washcloths will allow us to be able to help you with that. Pillowcases, same thing. Blood always ends up on a pillowcase. I don't know how and why, because they're usually up by your head, but just have extra pillowcases.
They could even towels. Get pillow covers too.
Yeah, you should. The plastic covers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have it at the birth center. All of our pillows obviously are covered in plastic because we have to keep everything clean. But even at home, if you guys are going to have a home birth, just the regular cloth isn't going to protect your pillow. And if you like your pillow, I would get a plastic liner. Towels, the more the better. Everybody's like, how many towels? Well, you're getting in and out of the tub quite a bit. if it's a long labor. Then I'll need towels for the floor. And then the baby's going to need towels. So, at least 8 towels, 7 to 8 towels is good. That way we don't have to use a wet towel, reuse a wet towel. I want a nice dry towel for you so that you're always feeling like, warm and dry. Receiving blankets for baby, that's different than baby towels. The receiving blankets are typically thin blankets that we can use. They're muslin blankets as well. I don't know, they call them different. There's different types. But something thin so that we can kind of throw over baby to keep baby warm. And then when we're doing the newborn exam, we lay it down over our heating pad so that we can, have that protection for baby as well. So have a few of those, like 3 or 4 is good. Electrolyte drinks. There are, what is it called? Labor Aid. There are recipes for Labor Aid, which is like, midwife's cocktail for a good electrolyte drink that you can make at home. Or you could just get coconut water and vitamin water and get your own. But typically they have I feel like their sugar is so high.
It is. Even, but then again, they need the sugar when they're in labor.
Well, that's true. Labor Day is very forgiving, but more so because sometimes women get nauseous and the sugary drinks make them want to hurl.
Yes, true. Well, in that case, having some good honey on hand would be good.
Yeah. Well, in the Labor Aid mix, I know honey is one of the ingredients, lemon, things like that. Rubbing alcohol is for us. We use that after we clean our instruments, we also then pour rubbing alcohol over them before they get sterilized. So it's part of our process. So we always ask that you have rubbing alcohol available. Hydrogen peroxide is typically for you guys if blood gets on, carpet or bed, we can use the hydrogen peroxide and it's like a miracle worker to getting blood out. I love it. And then chucks, oh gosh. I mean, we will bring chucks, but we go through so many chucks. If your waters are broken, you're getting fluid all over them. Sometimes you're just, more of a mucousy kind of birther. And so there's just tons, we just go through chucks like crazy. So we might run out. And remember, a home birth, we got to go with the supplies that we have. I don't have the birth center there to just continue to keep going and going. So we do ask that you have a few extra of the things that we'll already bring, but extra just in case.
If they have like a little spillage, after we leave, it's nice for them to have chucks like on their bed so that if the plastic is not there anymore, they have that just in case they have a little leakage or something of blood.
Yes. And not the wee pads for dogs. You got to get the human grade because the wee pads aren't thick enough.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not thick enough. So, and then some people like to get honestly, we don't often spill water out of the tub on a water birth. Rare. It's only sometimes when the mom is coming out, she'll get a little water on the floor, but you put the towel down. So you don't have to get the tarp for under the birth pool, but some people are really crazy about their wood floors. So get a tarp if you feel like you're going to.
Makes you feel comfortable, just do it.
Exactly. And then we will always have a tub for our clients. You do have to talk about, with your provider, are they going to be providing the tub? Do you have to get the tub? Are you renting a tub? What's going on with that? And make sure you have the supplies needed to fill the tub, line the tub, and empty the tub.
Which would be a hose,
a water pump, and an air pump. And then you need a universal adapter so that the hose can attach to either your sink or your shower faucet so that you can actually fill the tub with the hot water that you need. Some people even attach it right to their
laundry,
water heater or laundry. If you attach it right to your water heater, it's coming out friggin' hot. So then you're going to have to be ready to switch it to cool it down. So I say just shower or, something that you can change the temperature. And you need snacks. Same thing for birthing center. We expect you to fuel yourself, and labor is long and calorie burning. And if I don't fuel you, I can't really expect you to function properly. Your body's going to putter out on us. So making sure that you're well hydrated and well fueled is essential for a quick, smooth, healthy birth. So and not only during labor, as Sandy said before, you need food for after. And then, we always put on our list, you can have coffee for your midwives and some snacks because because we're tired too. Not nearly as tired as you, but
Nearly.
coffee isn't bad for a midwife. I don't mind. I won't get mad. So, anyways, that is the supplies list that we like to have for home birth.
Things that I have different on my home birth supply list actually that you didn't cover.
Tell me.
A roll of paper towels.
Hmm.
Because paper towels is really good, especially after for sutures and not wiping themselves with toilet paper, but we use it during.
Pat, right.
A couple of gallon-sized Ziplocs for the placenta.
Yeah. I usually bring them, but it is nice that if you have it there just in case.
Well, right, because it depends. Sometimes, it's a big placenta or it gets really bloody and it's nice to have, or like, let's say they want us to cut up different pieces for them to do smoothies. It's good if they have the Ziplocs there so that we can cut it up and put it in their Ziploc, put it in the freezer. I always add witch hazel in case they need to put to make cold packs.
I think everybody should make cold pads for themselves. Witch hazel, lavender, and aloe, and you don't have to do the aloe. And I think that it's just so soothing. You make a whole bunch, you put them in the fridge, you put it on your vagina, and it's like heavenly after birth.
That's really good. I've had moms do the pads for their hemorrhoids. They may not have in the front, but sometimes you get hemorrhoids, and that combo is so soothing and helpful, especially if you've got swelling and you've got stinging going on. It helps.
Yep, I like it. So, okay, so that was good. For this week, we want you to be ready for your out-of-hospital birth. You should make it fun. It should be exciting for you. Always have a newborn outfit. I didn't say that for the home birth, but we like to dress the baby before we leave as well. Some of our moms leave baby in a diaper, but just in case, having an outfit there, have it ready, your go-home outfit or your stay-home outfit.
From my home birth, my midwife wasn't sure if she was going to have me go to the birth center or be able to come to my home birth. And she told me, have a bag ready just in case. And so I always told my home birth clients, you should have a bag ready in the event of an emergency that we have to go someplace else. That way we're not trying to scramble, let me get some stuff for you in a bag really quick. We already have it there and then you're able to go. So that's something that was told to me when I had my home birth 11 years ago. And I think that's good advice because like I said earlier, anything can happen, and having time being prepared is always
the better prepared you are, the smoother the change of plans is going to be for you. It's already difficult to change plans mid-labor. You are in your most vulnerable. So when everybody is on the same page of what to do and what to grab and where to go, it just makes it a lot easier. That's all. And then you have a better birth story when you look back,
Yep.
So, all right. Do we know what we're going to be talking about next thing? Or are we going to leave it open?
I think we'll leave it open just because it's constantly changing with us.
It really is. It really is. We had done an episode before this and totally forgot to hit record. So you guys just work with us. We love you. We would love to share information with you, but sometimes we're tired.
That was a good one. We have to redo that episode that didn't get recorded. But this video was actually, it was a request by one of our mamas that was saying, listen, there's nothing out there on how to prepare and nobody really knows how to prepare. So it's nice to have this information so that everyone can feel like they're prepared ahead of time.
Yes, I love it. All right. Thank you all. Have a beautiful time. We'll see you at our next. Subscribe and follow us.
Absolutely.
All right. See you later. Bye.